This video will show you how to play the 5 games included in the Great States of America. Those 5 games are Bigger the Better, Border Wars, Election, Line 'em Up, and Welcome to the Union.
The first game is Bigger the Better. This uses the total area information on the card. The cards are set up for the lower ranked cards to be the smallest state, highest larger states. So in this instance, Massachusetts is the 6th smallest state. The cards are dealt 2 face up and 2 face down, a deck and a discard pile, with 1 card flipped over. This is a draw and discard type game. The game proceeds with the first player either drawing the top card or taking the card that's in the discard pile. They then can replace either one of the cards faced up or one of the cards face down or discard that card. If they replace a card that's face down, they keep their cards still face down as well, and they can no longer look at that card. They must remember what that card is. This goes back and forth between the 2 to 4 players until one player thinks they have the highest total number. On their turn, they say flip. The cards are flipped over. The cards are added up by total rank, and whoever has the highest number is declared the winner. The next game is Border Wars. This uses the border state information. In this card's example, Massachusetts touches Connecticut, New Hampshire, New York, Rhode Island, and Vermont. In this game, all the cards are dealt, and then the dealer selects 1 card at random from another player, putting it down in the middle. Thus, the game begins in this very fast-paced, quick-thinking game. The purpose of this game is to get rid of as many cards as you can from your hand. That is done by playing a bordering state card on top of whatever card is on top of the pile. For example, if Indiana is on top of the pile, a player may play Ohio. But it is a speed game. Another player may play Kentucky prior to the first player playing Ohio. And this continues to go until there are no other plays available on the pile. At that stoppage, if a player has 3 or fewer cards in their hand, they are declared the winner. If not, whoever played the final card on top of the pile draws a card randomly from another player, puts it on top of the pile, and we start over again. And now it is again a speed game until there's another stoppage or a person ends up playing all of the cards in their hand. If it is a stoppage, if a player has 3 or fewer cards in their hand, they are declared the winner. The third game in this deck is called Election. This uses the Electoral College information on the card. In this instance, Massachusetts has 11 Electoral College votes. Election is played like the classic game War, but instead of the value of a deck of cards, we use the Electoral College votes. The cards are flipped over. Whoever has a higher total vote is declared the winner. Also, there are only 2 different rounds. There is a primary round and a national round. The winner is whoever has 270 or more votes at the end of the national round. If there is a tie, a run-up is held. In a runoff, the players put 3 cards blindly down and then flip over the 4th card, and whoever has the higher electoral votes at that instance will win all of the votes. The 4th game is Line 'em Up. Just like Border Wars, this game uses the border state information. This game starts differently in that 6 cards are dealt to each player. The purpose of the game is to have all 6 states touch and be able to form one single line to go through all of them. The game has another interesting twist. A player who starts the game either takes a discarded card or a card off the top of the deck. They then discard a card out of their own hand. If the player to the left does not want that card, the next player has an opportunity at it. If they do not want it, the following player has an opportunity. If player 3 chooses they want the discarded card, they take it, put it in their hand, and then discard another hand out, thus skipping the previous 2 players. This will continue around. If a card goes all the way around with no one wanting it, the person directly to the left of the person who discarded that card draws from the top of the draw pile. The game is finished when a player has all 6 of the cards that connect. So Delaware touches New York, which touches Pennsylvania, which touches Maryland, which touches West Virginia, which touches Virginia. The final game is Welcome to the Union. This uses the Join the Union information on the card. In this example, Massachusetts was the 6th state to join the United States. The game starts by passing out 6 cards face down to each player, who lines them up as shown. Players flip over one of the middle 4 cards as their starting point. It then becomes a draw and discard game. Players either take the top card off the draw pile or the card off the discard pile and replace it with one of the cards in their line. To win the game, you must have all 6 cards flipped up in chronological order. They do not need to be in consecutive order. So a winning hand could be the 2nd state, 5th state, 10th state, 12th state, 40th state, and 45th state.